here at home. Bryant attacking. All the way, dumps it home! Kobe down the middle with authority!
But Kobe's the next to last possession when he took it to the rim and Josh Smith trying to make the block, very easily could have been an and one. That's taking it and taking it with authority.
Lakers just took a 3-1 lead. And the elements that I was talking about that was missing last game was present in this game. Effort. We can live with any results as long as you got the effort. As long as y'all go out there, just put it all on the floor. And Murray is a beast. You can't take nothing away from him. He played tremendously with some layups that we ain't seen in a long time. Jordan-like. But the Lakers got the win. My only problem was the rebounds for AD. Still had very few rebounds in this game. The White Highway came out just on a mission and just got so many offensive rebounds. He ended with a double-double, and that's what we needed. Rebounds. We can't let this team out-rebound you because they can score, and they usually score off playing team ball. And Jamal Murray turned into a great isolation player. And you can live with those results if the rest of the team ain't clicking. But when they all clicking from all cylinders, it's over. They going to come back and win. They the comeback kids. But like I said last game, you can't have Jeremy Grant scoring 26 points on you. You can't give him that confidence. You can't have Morris with the confidence that he had, the way he was playing. Like, they was going off. And Vogel made the adjustments. And like I said, if they didn't make them adjustments, this series would have been tied up. Now I see a couple YouTubers salty, mad, and whining about the officiating. So I'm going to say, as far as the fouls, it's 113-113. Now, I didn't hear anybody complaining about the officiating when the Nuggets was getting the better end of the officiating. When you got a player like LeBron James who's drive to the basket more than any player in the league behind Giannis and shoots less free throws than most players that don't even drive to the basket. Something is wrong there. And Shaq went through the same things. And Shaq even said he was told by a referee that you get fouled almost every time you're down there in that paint. But I'm not going to call it every time because you're a big dude. Now, do you look at it this way? Is a foul and it should be called? Or maybe the referee is right. He a big dude, and even if he get fouled, they shouldn't be calling it. I don't know. The rules is, if you get fouled, they should call it, right? A foul is a foul. So for 3 games straight, out of those 3 games, LeBron only had 10 fouls altogether. 10 fouls altogether within 3 games, and majority of his shots is right at the basket. He's driving. Last game, the only free throws he shot 2 free throws, and that was off a flagrant foul. Not one YouTuber complained about that. Lakers fans wasn't even complaining because we don't blame the refs. We just play. And anybody who know basketball, you got to play through it. Sometimes the ref ain't going to call it. Sometimes the ref miss calls. They get calls. They get wrong calls. They get right calls. But you got to play through it. And when you got situations like that where you feel as though you ain't getting the whistle, you got to look at it this way. We got to outscore them because we can't rely on the referees to call these fouls. If they not calling it, we sitting there whining about it. It's just going to take us out the game mentally. Our focus won't be there. So you got to play through it and try to outscore the other team. But I didn't hear anybody crying about that. The officiating is actually even. 113 fouls called for each team. So let's just get that out the way right there. Stop crying. It's a great series. It was a great game. All these games been good games. And you don't hear the Lakers fans crying about that. And nobody want to talk about the defense LeBron played down the stretch on Jamal Murray. It was like Jamal Murray couldn't miss. And nobody could guard him. Even LeBron couldn't flat out just stop him. But he contained him when it mattered. When it counted, LeBron stepped up to the challenge and guarded Jamal Murray. One thing that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George didn't do, refused to do, or just didn't feel like doing. None of them dudes took that challenge and tried to stop him. The best two-way players in the game, the best two-way players since Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, so the media said, did not accept that challenge. They did not want no parts of Jamal Murray. And like I said, I root for a lot of underdogs, and he's one of my top 10 players that I root for. He's not a top 10 player, but he's in my top 10 as far as players that I root for, and I believe it's going to be the future of the league, or real soon they will be taking over the league or be superstars and playing at a high level in this league. But I'm a Laker fan, so I don't want to see this guy win. But I'm always give him his respect and give him his props because I've been doing it since he came in the league. Always seen the potential in him. And when he first came in the league, he didn't know his role on the team. And I don't see how a lot of people don't understand. If you're a shooting guard, your job is to score the ball. And that was J.R. Smith's problem for a long time with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Like, you supposed to score the ball, bro. Go make a bucket. That's a shooting guard. Shoot the ball. But back to the Lakers, the effort was there. Even though Jamal Murray was going off, he was making some difficult shots. And there's nothing you could do but tip your hat to that shit when he make it. You did everything you can, hand in his face, stopping him from getting to his spots, make him take tough shots. He just been making them. You can't even get mad about that. Just give him his props. Give him his credit. He make them tough shots. That's good defense and better offense. But the effort was there. KCP came out big. Big shots. Big defense. He had some good defensive plays, and he had some better offensive plays. And he started out rough. And I'm glad Vogel didn't give up on him. Because I was in here screaming at the TV. Like he was making a lot of mistakes and missing a lot of wide open shots. But he got it together. And the Lakers got that win. But I feel as though Dwight Howard need to be played more down that stretch also. He had 12 points, 10 or over 10 rebounds, and he didn't see a lot of time going down the stretch. He needs more minutes on the floor because he's been doing a good job on Jokic. Took Jokic out the equation. Jokic had 5 fouls, and Malone had to take him out in the fourth. And I can say one thing on Malone's part. he still should have just let him foul out. He should have just kept playing him. Good thing he didn't. And that's, like I said, it's a chess game. It's chess moves. Since he didn't do that, it helped us eventually. But one thing people ain't talking about, and it's weird that I don't see nobody talking about it when y'all was complaining when the Lakers was about to trade him and the performance that he was putting on throughout the season. Kuz wasn't showing up and everybody was on his ass, and you had so many people saying Kuzma is a future star, he's a great player. But I ain't heard nothing about Kuz in a while. Why ain't nobody talking about his poor performance that he's been playing? Because Kuzma usually take a lot of tough shots. And that was his problem. But a lot of times he was making them also. That's like part of his game to take difficult shots. But he's been missing. We ain't seen this guy in a while. You heard nothing about Kuzma. What he's been doing. You could say he's been a disappointment because we need the scoring from him. But he ain't been scoring. So why wasn't nobody talking about him? Defensively, it's like he was making things personal with Michael Porter Jr. and the pressure and the anxiousness was getting to him, and you could tell because he went for every pump fake that Michael Porter could think of and got burnt every time. And after that, you seen when we went back on the end of the floor, other end of the floor, Kuz wanted to take the shot. Regardless if he was wide open or not, he just wanted some get back. And you seen it again on defense. He wanted some type of get back or some type of way that he could stop Michael Porter Jr. or have some type of comeback to the stuff that they was doing to him. And it was an epic fail. And there ain't nobody talking about this. The Lakers got a problem. I don't expect KCP to play like that every game. But the expectations that we had from Kuz, I don't hear that from y'all anymore. There's no more expectations with this guy now. Y'all don't expect him to start scoring. Y'all don't expect him to play better defense, rebound. Like when they played the Clippers, he was showing up. So is the Nuggets a better team than the Clippers? To me, they is, and I've been saying that all year. The Nuggets is a better team. But you still got to show up. And nobody is bringing this shit up. Kuz got to get that shit together. I wish Dion Waiters wasn't injured and had a chance to get this experience. That way the chemistry will build and he'll get his confidence because he could score. Kuz had that good year before LeBron got there and a good year that first year LeBron got there. And now he just disappeared. And I know it's difficult playing with two superstars like LeBron and AD. But you got these games where KCP is the third scorer or someone else and it's not Kuzma. That could be Kuzma every time. And the rest of them dudes can do their job by knocking down them threes. And if they can't knock down the threes, they do it on the other end or just still make that effort. And I'm not saying that out of Kuz. But the rest of the Lakers, the effort was actually, it was definitely there. They was making the switches. Wasn't too much ball watching. They was trying on offense, even though a lot of our shooters wasn't knocking down shots. Hence, Danny Green. Danny Green just been awful. Hopefully he could get it together and we get what we paid for, because we didn't see this when he was playing with Toronto. And he was playing great when he was with the Spurs, obviously. But it's just so difficult for this man to make a bucket. It's so difficult for this man to make a three when you're supposed to be a three-point specialist. And then he had a good plus-minus, but we want what we paid for. We want them shots. What, he ain't in the gym? What, he ain't practicing? What's going on? We gotta see more. He gotta do better. We got shooters that's not shooting. Like, they're not knocking down their shots. And if you're not knocking down your shots, at least give us the defense. Go get a steal. Make a play. Come on. They got to get that shit together. But, good win from the Lakers. We up 3-1 now. Now, I don't want everybody to start panicking. Oh, this is when the series start. Look, cut it out. Is it possible they could come back? That's with any team. It's possible any team could come back from 3-1. But the series been started. Cut that shit out. I'm tired of hearing that one. And we'll see if the Lakers could close this out. LeBron had 26 points. And he didn't take over the whole game. But defensively, when it counted, he stepped up to the plate. And he did what we needed. Playoff Rondo, always been playoff Rondo. And we're one game away from being in the NBA Finals. Now, prepping for Miami and shutting this team down, it's going to be the ultimate task.
Inside, Caldwell, Pope Spring.